guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I will be making some rainbow papers to go in my rainbow junk journal that I've started. It's Rainbow Brite junk journal, and I will be making two of these. One of them is a custom order, and then the other one I will just list in my Etsy shop. If you'd like to see how I made the cover, I have a video for that, the cover, and then a separate video for the tassel and the really fun charm dangle here. And yeah, if you want to see that, this is how it turned out. I really love how that turned out. And I did something different on here. I made a little bead charm dangle. It says Rainbow Brite. So yeah, that's what these papers are going into. And here are the papers that I made first off. And so I'm going to show you how I did these to make another set of them. I did some horizontal rainbow paper. I did just like dots all over the page paper. And then I made some, wait a minute. I did them vertically, the vertical stripes, so when they get folded they'll be like going horizontal, or going vertically when it's folded in half, that's what I should say. So I made two sets so far, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did that. It's really pretty simple. The items that you need, of course, are some, I used plain copy paper, a 25 or 24 pound paper. So I have 3 sheets here of just plain 8.5 by 11 white copy paper, and then I have just a plastic bag, or you could use parchment paper or a plastic piece like that you would use on top of your table or whatever. You just need something that can be wet and something that you can leave your papers on to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and open, actually have 2 of them here, so I don't need two papers. These were the ones that I already used, so there's already some ink on them. And then you also need rainbow colors, or whatever colors you'd like to use for your paper. So I have just Crayola, regular Crayola markers. These are tiny ones. They're called Pipsqueaks, and these are the ones that my daughter had in her desk when she left to go to school. She left these, so I'm just using these, but you can use any of the Crayola washable markers. I did try using, I have some art markers from college, Design Color and Prismacolor ones, and I think they're not a water-based marker, so those did not work for me for what I wanted to do for this project. So definitely pick up your old cheap Crayola markers. You know, you can get them for like $1.99 a box, or $1 at school, back to school time. And then you need some isopropyl alcohol. This was just a bottle from the Dollar Tree, and I had a spray bottle that I used with just water in it, and I just took it just so happened to fit the top of this bottle, so I just took the top and screwed it on top of the bottle, so I didn't have to transfer this into another spray bottle, but you could do that as well. So what we're going to be doing is taking our markers and just drawing whatever pattern we want to end up onto our paper. So I'm going to do a vertical stripe here first, and I'm just going to take my red, and I'm just going to go and color in a red stripe and make it as wide as the width of your paper that's going vertically there, and just go through and do a rainbow line of colors. So I'm going to do my orange, and then yellow. I'm going to have to move my sheet up here, I guess. Didn't get it lined up right. Okay. And then green. blue. Or, well, that was purple anyway. It's going to be a little out of the rainbow order, but that's okay. And I made them a little bit short, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more lines and start over. So I fill my whole sheet of paper with color. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'll go all the way down here. Move it up there so you can see. I'm going to pull out a little bit here too. There we go. All right, so you have all your colors down. Now what you want to do is take your spray bottle, and you want to have the spout at like a spritz and not like the targeted straight shot, and just kind of spritz all over the marker on your plastic. And it breaks apart the color. You can see how vibrant it is. And I did try this with just regular water, and it works, but it doesn't bring the color out as much as the alcohol. So it's whatever the chemical combination is. I'm not a chemist, didn't take chemistry, not a scientist, but I definitely could tell the difference between the water and the alcohol. So look how cool that is. And it's so simple, and this is like a project you could do with your kids for just a fun art project. So I didn't get too much. If you see there's a spot that you can go in and add a little bit more water. And then what I do as well is I'll just pull it up and turn it over onto the other side and catch what's left of that color that's down on the paper. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. I might pull it up and use, well, I'll just leave it so that I could just let it dry right onto the paper, and I'm going to move over to this other side so I can do another sheet. The one thing you need to make sure is that after you do the initial pages, your plastic will be wet after you pull the paper up. So you want to make sure it's dry before you go on to another sheet, because the dry plastic will take the marker better than if it's wet. So I'm going to go ahead and do some stripes going vertically, just like I did. And I'm just going to go the other direction. See, am I on there? Yep. Okay. I'm going to do my rainbow colors here. These are just some quick, kind like less messy than doing distress inks. I have done lots of pages with distress inks, but they're just a lot messier. So I like using the washable colors. They're easy to clean up, and I think they work just as well for making watercolor like background papers for your journals. And of course you can control it better since you're using the marker, and you can do whatever pattern you want. And it's easier than the distress inks where you're spraying. All right, one more line here. Now we're just spraying. Just love how bright the colors get after you spray them like that. And also I love how the wrinkles in the bag show up on the page. So pretty. Okay, then I'm just going to turn this over, flip it so I can get the color on the back side. All right, I love that. Love how that turned out. I'm going to move this and bring in another sheet of plastic. I'm just going to let this dry here. It takes, you know, you can use you could transfer them onto some cookie sheets and stick them in the oven at a low temperature for a few minutes to get them dry, or you can use your hair dryer or a heat gun to do it faster. I'm just going to let these air dry. All right, I have one more sheet here. And one more piece of paper, and this one we're just going to be doing the dots all over. So we're just, oops, I'm going to do it on the plastic first. So just doing random dots of color all over. Whoop, just a minute. You can do whatever shapes that you want, but I was just opting for fast shapes that I thought would go well with a rainbow, so just dots. And you can do as many of each color as you want, fill it in close. That's what I was trying to do because I wanted my page just full of color. And something else that you can do is after your pages dry or partially dry, you can go in and add more color just to have like layers. And it will just make the color darker. I would wait for them to dry or partially dry. Otherwise you'll end up with just a brownish, soupy color because the ink will run all together and kind of mix up like what happens when you mix all different colors of paint together. You end up with a brown or a black. So trying to see if I'm making my page the size of my area big enough for my page. Lastly, the purple. I didn't have a true purple. It's kind of a pinky purple. Petite Rose it's called. But I didn't have I couldn't find the purple that was part of the set, so I'm fine with this color. It's kind of a magenta, I suppose. Okay, now for the spray. And you could totally use this method for making tags. or just other ephemera that you have, envelopes, note cards, flashcards. All right. So I'm missing some color there. I'm going to go in with some blue right underneath. Spritz. Maybe add some, let's see, orange over here. Okay. So I can turn this over. I'm gonna pick up color on the back. That didn't get any color. Just add some color in there, just like that. So love how that is working. Another thing you can do to add another bit of texture or whatever on top is go in and do some flicks of paint, or just do some saturated, put some color down on your plastic with the marker and take a paintbrush that's a little bit wet and soak up, or take a paintbrush, soak up the ink, and then add a little tiny bit of water to it, and then you can do flicks and just have some spritz of the ink on top of the dried paper, and then it'll really adds a lot of texture to it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and they will be ready to go for my Rainbow Brite junk journals that I'm making. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Give me a thumbs up if you did, leave me a comment and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Go ahead and check out the link down below for the Rainbow Brite cover, and also I'll be making the tassel and bead charm dangle in another video as well. So I'm not sure if that will be up yet, but it will be soon. So go ahead and follow those. And also, I just released a couple Holly hobby journals, and I have one of them sold, but one of them is still available in my Etsy shop. So if you want to check those out, I just did a flip through. I also did videos for other items that I made in the journals. So go ahead and check those links out down below for those videos as well. So I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.